players, stars.
When you say that she keeps the game ticking,
Yep.
what is it about her? Is it like what kind of player she is? Like a Thiago type player, Messi type player? Talk to me. I need to know.
So you have the flair in futsal. So you have the players that can go 1v1 and beat players, and then you have the players that are strong and can score goals and roll, and then you have the players that sort of just move the ball, get in between the lines, play really clever passes, and Emma's one of those players.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for that, Michael. Let's hear from the Bolton coach now.
Okay, Mick, we're here at the final. Just tell me how proud you are of your team.
I can't say any more than with no words can say how proud I am. We've come a long way in a very short time. If you asked before this competition, I never expected to be here. We're going to give it everything we've got. We'll leave nothing behind, and we'll do ourselves proud.
What do you think has kept you guys going, man?
I think a commitment to keep the game, not let the game down, because for me the whole showcase is about promoting futsal, because it's such a big stage for us or for the game, and for us to not keep going, we couldn't let the game down. So that's the motivation, really.
So what's your thoughts going into today? Like, are you just here to just go for it and just be free, and there's no pressure on you guys, and just have fun and play?
I'd like to say there's no pressure because obviously nobody expects us to do anything, but you put pressure on yourself. I think the girls put pressure on themselves. We're a young group. They want to win. You can't take that away from them, so it is what it is. Whatever happens today, this whole journey's been a bonus, just being here, and it's going to be a great game. I'm sure we'll give a good account of ourselves.
Definitely. Looking forward to it. Thank you so much for your time. Appreciate
Cheers,
it.
thank you.
Okay, so we've heard from the Bolton manager there. What can we expect from Mick Parrish?
Yeah, Mick Parrish, he's one of the the leading lights of the game, really. So he's been developing the game for many years, 10, 15 years, with the kids academy, into his senior team recently, and he started the women's team. But he's an experienced coach, he's an experienced futsal deliverer, if you like. I think he's going to set his team up ready for a counter-attacking sense as he did in the semi-finals, and trying to use his experience to manage them through the game, really. So it'll be good.
Exciting. So that's Mick Parrish there. Let's hear about the opposition manager, Liam Francis.
So Liam, here at the final, just tell me how proud you are of your team.
I'm beyond proud of them. The accomplishment to reach the final is always amazing. The hard work they've put in off the court, on the court, they deserve to be here, and hopefully they deserve to win at the end.
So obviously you're up against Bolton, who no one expected to be here. Like, tell me about coming up against them, and what your kind of feelings were towards them, and how good it is for futsal as well.
So I think people were surprised they beat Liverpool, but I think when you watch them play, they work hard. Obviously they're a bit of a smaller squad, but you can see that they fight for each other, and they really work as a group, and I'm amazed by how strong they are as a group. So you have to fear them a little bit. You have to prepare yourself properly. We can't go into it thinking we're going to win. Nothing comes as a given. But it's great for futsal. It's good to see other teams competing now at the top, not just the same two teams going at it.
So I want to know, like, as the favourites and coming into the final, what are your tactics? Do you just say, "Go on, you guys have made it here. Go and have fun. Go and play a game." Like, what's that kind of feeling you're getting from your
every game, every team talk has been go and enjoy yourselves, because if you're enjoying yourselves, the extra 10% comes out. I don't like being branded as a favourite. It's not a title that I want to have going into a game. But they just got to enjoy themselves. If we play our game, we'll win.
Perfect, man. Thank you so much for your time. I appreciate it.
Thank you very much, guys.
And prepared for the final. Let's get straight into the action, shall we? Michael has joined Stephen Jameson in his commentary position. So, Stephen, I'll hand over to you.
A very warm welcome. We are live. Bolton versus London Helvecia. The Summer Showdown final in the Women's Super Series. The time for waiting is over. Here are the squads then. We'll start with Bolton. They were beleaguered, battered and bruised in their semi-final. They made it through, and for the big game they are bolstered. The returning Abby Clark, the returning Layla Booth, the returning Lucy Walsh strengthen this Bolton team. Whether they can take on London Helvecia and get the win is a big, big ask. Speaking of London Helvecia, this is their squad, led brilliantly by their skipper, Emma Toon. She's had so much support though from around her. Nicole Pepper scored plenty of goals. Alicia Grimmond is probably the best goalkeeper in the league. And as for the likes of Anna Alvarez, Shellen Boyitgaray, this squad runs deep. The teams are out, Mike. It's almost time to go. This is a massive day in the futsal community, I know. Just speaking from your own personal perspective, how special a day is this?
This is going to be a great day. It's a great day for the ladies that have got to this final. It's going to be a great day for futsal, obviously, as the summer showdown comes to an end, and these girls and ladies have worked really hard to get to this point. So let's have a great show. But more than anything, I think it's going to be some superb futsal on show.
Yeah, let's hope so. It's such a big ask for Bolton to make this work. I was speaking to Mick Parrish earlier, and he was so enthusiastic about his girls. He really loves this team. They're such a new squad. They're such a young squad as well. He gave me a great stat that I've got to give him credit for. The average age of this Bolton squad today is 17.37.
Wow. Yeah. You know, they're a new squad, formerly new with the seniors. You know, the Bolton senior men's are quite new. The women's are even newer, if you like. But Mick Pash has grown a club over the years, developed the club. Some of these ladies, you know, have been accomplished footballers that are turning their hands to futsal, but also some of them have played futsal for a bit of time. But it's a new competitive senior women's team, which is great.
Well, let's take a look at London Helvecia then. This is the squad, isn't it, to be? We knew that going into this competition. They've lived up to that billing. The thing is with this Helvecia team is it's not just that starting five, is it? This squad runs all the way to the very bottom. International quality mixed in there as well. And they have all the hallmarks of a Helvecia team. Those who are maybe familiar with the men's team, these girls play the exact same way, don't they?
Yeah, these are brilliant. These like you said, the strength and depth that they have, the quality they have. But these have been together a few years. They're always getting to finals, FA Cup finals or league finals, and they know how to win, and they know how to put other ladies to the sword in terms of, you know, really being ruthless on the court. So I think we'll see a really fast start from Helvecia today with their quality.
Some final words from Marnie Sidhu, wearing the captain's armband. Notice that strapping there on her right knee. She is having surgery on that soon. She has absolutely no right to be near this court, but you try taking her away from her squad's big day.
Yeah, brilliant player, great leader. Really, really does, you know, rally the ladies into this team, and they're going to have to work hard out of possession today. But she's great to have around here. Superb star of the team, on and off the court.
She would dearly love to get some court time today, not guaranteed, however. There's the Helvecia skipper, Emma Toon. We're underway. Here we go then, the Summer Showdown Grand Finals is away. First touch of the ball for Joy Lowe. I don't think it will be her last. It's a great throw out to Meg Boydell, can't quite bring it under. Meg Boydell last week, an emergency call-up for this Bolton squad. It was her first game of futsal last week in the semi-final of a national competition, and she held her own, scored her penalty.
Yeah, first competitive game. Like I said, they're newly formed and they've done really, really well to get here, but they've got a style. I like the style at the minute, you know, new developing teams where they half court, mid block, low block, be really ruthless, be hard to beat, be resolute if you like, and that's what they're going to be today, and try and catch on the counter.
Early mistake from Charlotte Gurr, but Zara Musker can't quite capitalise on that. She's led this team brilliantly in Marnie's absence, particularly last week. Really led from the front. Such a talented player. Had years out of the game recently. Come back to it, and hasn't she made up for lost time so far in this series? Here's Charlotte Gurr for Helvecia. That's Nicole Pepper around the corner to Adamson. And she's brought down by Leah Embley. First foul. And that's against Bolton. And we'll just see this foul count tick up. And they have to manage that over the course of this 20 minutes. Remember, only 5 fouls permitted per half per team. You do 6, it's a 10-metre penalty.
What we've seen straight away, you know, Helvecia out of the blocks, high pressing in a sort of 2-1-1. Bolton half-court diamond sitting off. So again, we've seen 2 styles straight away here. That's going to be really interesting as this game pans out. 2
Helvecia players over the set piece. Set piece is absolutely massive in the sport of futsal. What if Helvecia worked on here? Pepper tees it up for Go. Goes here to Adamson. And Emma Toon was free in the middle. That's what they were working on, but it was well blocked by Boydell, and it had to be. She clears her lines. Pepper appears comfortable. Zara Musker doesn't do comfortable. She's in your face, gets involved, and will make things as awkward as possible
That's going to be a really interesting battle today with Zara Musker and Cole Pepper.
Now then, that's a good ball for Adamson, who brought it down. Eventually Bolton managed to half clear. It's Clark who finds Boydell, who does well to get it away.
Yeah, I was just saying it's going to be a really interesting battle between Zara Musker and Nicole Pepper today. Both really good players, both really good on the ball, but also both very physical. Like to have that battle. One playing as the, if you like, the fix at the back. One playing as the pivot. So there's going to be lots of matching up there to who can get on top.
Another touch of the ball early on here for Emma Tune. Came through the youth system at Arsenal a number of years ago. Pepper switching play, earns her team a kicking. Go keen to get on with it. Tune tried to feed Adamson. Again, Bolton defend well, and they've got a transition here. This is a chance for Leah Embley. We've seen her do this plenty of times. Can she finish? Not quite. And the first real shot in anger comes across the bows from Bolton. What a moment that might have been.
Yeah, I think what we're seeing here, like you say, the positive transition. What can they do when they win the ball in those first few seconds? Can they get three up court to attack? And I think what we saw there is two styles. A style where Helvecia are going to play 4-0. They're going to try and pin Bolton back. And when Bolton win it, they've got to go, and they've got to go with numbers 2 or 3.
Now then, let's keep our new fans engaged. 4-0, talk to me.
Yeah, so the 4-0 is where, Helvecia will try and bring players back into one line. All 4 players playing on the same line to try and draw out Bolton players, or either to flatten their defensive lines. So we see that when Helvecia get on the ball, they're very movement, more rotation, which makes it harder for Bolton to pick players up and mark players. So Bolton want to be quite static in their defensive structure. They want Helvecia to play with 3 players and a 1 that's quite static, but Helvecia are moving all over the place at the minute.
And that's the system that does tend to break these sort of static systems. See Meg Boydell there at the base of the Bolton defence. She'll play in the fixed position as Mick Parrish holds his players back. A little bit too eager there was Layla Booth, but she's on. Rotating substitutes, remember. And Bolton have a luxury here. They've got 4 players available to come on. They only had 2 in that semi-final. Here's Zara Musker and Nicole Pepper's first clash, and Nicole Pepper wins that one. Turning his Boydell. Adamson can quickly take that off her. Helvecia will want to put a pace on this Bolton team. They have options available from their bench. They, in theory, should be able to go longer. But we thought that last week when Bolton played the University of Liverpool, and they actually got better as the half went on, incredibly.
Yeah, and I think this is, the battle.
It could be a chance as Zara Musker looked to turn. She beats Tune, she has support, goes for the shot and blocks. Sorry, mate.
I was going to say, no, this is what it's going to be, playing into the pivot, Zara Musker. I was just going to say that, like you said, they're Mick Parrish holding players back so they don't come on court and get a yellow card if you come on too early. So I think benches today, coaches today are absolutely going to have to be on it to try and manage the emotion of the game as it starts to develop.
So let's be absolutely clear, this is the biggest game, certainly, of these Bolton players' futsal careers, and for quite a few of the Helvecia girls as well, as experienced as they are. This is Gur for Tune. Wants it on her left foot. Layla Booth read that.
Brilliant. Nice little passage of play there from Emma Tune. I think it was Charlotte Gur. Little 1-2, flattening out the defence to create that overload, and that's what they're going to try and do more of. They're going to try and create more of those overloads.
Oh, now then, that's a free kick. Joy Lowe receiving the ball twice in the same movement without the ball going into the opposition half or an opposition player touching it. Free kick.
Yeah, and do you know what? That's one of the hardest things to play in futsal when people come from a football environment, is they don't realise that law of the game. The keeper can't have the ball back until they're either in the attacking half or it's a turnover. And we saw the rules and the laws on the VT. That was one thing that wasn't mentioned that for me really is a really super rule. It makes it tough for that player to get out of trouble, right?
Indirect free kick. It will be Gur for Tune. Leah Embley poised to charge at this. Oh, it's wide from Tune. That was close. Couldn't hit the target. Joy Lowe still yet to make a meaningful save. The young 16-year-old goalkeeper.
Yeah, it's really tough for Emma Tune. Really, she needs to hit the target here with power and maybe move the keeper off the centre line. But she would have been disappointed with that.
That's a lovely touch from Pepper. Forced backwards by pressure from Musker. That's what I mean, she will not give you a second to breathe. Pepper first time, a little bit too much on it for Adamson. And I think in general, Bolton will be pleased with this start. We've had 4 minutes come off the clock already. It's been a fast-paced game, actually. Clock, remember, stopping every time the ball goes dead. But both teams have been happy to play at a decent lick, and for Bolton, surviving really the first 4 or 5 minutes.
Well,
they'll be pretty pleased with.
I think they're doing really well. You know, they're sticking to their game plan. They're being strong in defensive structures. There's no real out-and-out chances that have come for Helvecia so far, other than a couple of free kicks. So they'll be pretty pleased. The challenge they're going to have is keeping the intensity, because Helvecia are having so much more of the ball.
Let's go with the shot. Rifles it over the bar. Joylo remains untested. This is the free kick. You can see there the shot taken with the toe. That's not bad technique. That's actually futsal technique, isn't it?
Yeah, it's low backlift. Keeper can't get set. Really hard, powerful. It's a real big technique that players will use in certain moments when they need to, because it's getting the shot off really quick.
It's Alicia Grimond, first touch of the ball really for her. Here we go again, Helvecia rotating. Anna Alvarez is on, she's on the ball now. Such a good player. That isn't the first touch she was hoping for in this game. Leah Embley takes it off her. That's a loose ball, Gurr gets there, just in front of Lucy Walsh, who's just on as well. And Lucy Walsh, no contact made, and in the end it's a Bolton ball.
This is the challenge for Bolton when Helvecia press very, very high. What collective movement do they have to get out of that pressure?
Now then, here's a chance. Lucy Walsh, robbed by Pepper. Walsh is really one to watch. She scored 4 goals in that opening game against Bedford. Looked absolutely brilliant, but was knocked out of the game with a challenge that caused an injury. This is her first appearance on a futsal court since. It's a big boost for Bolton to have her back.
Yeah.
Zara Musker strikes from range.
So it's always great to get, you know, your big players back, you know, when they've been out or been injured or missing whatever the reason. It's always great, that little bit of a lift to get your depth back in your squad, and I think that's what Bolton have got today, which we know we saw them get through Liverpool. They didn't quite have the depth, but today they've come in with more depth, which will hopefully help them.
That's Anna Alvarez to Nicole Pepper. Blocked by Walsh. Tune was there to intercept. We'll see that a little bit from Anna Alvarez. She's got a lovely deftness of touch.
Interestingly, Bolton are just pressing a little bit higher now, so they've worked themselves into the game, and now they think they can go and have a little bit more of a higher press. So they're moving, if you like, from a mid-court into 2 metres more. That 2 metres in futsal is like going 10 metres in football, right? So that 2 metres makes all the difference in the pressure.
Kick in goes Helvecia's way. Tune deceives Musker. She flies into another challenge. It's a bit more of a reserved bench today from Mick Parrish and his coaches over there. They are usually a little bit more raucous in cheering their teams on. Tune can't quite get on the end of that. It was fired into her by Charlotte Gurr. A couple of changes coming in then for Helvecia. On comes Shelin Bayitgaray wearing number 3. And that's Annabelle Villas-Serene wearing number 10. Just coming into your shot in a moment on the far side. Well, that's robbed, and here's Anna Alvarez. First big chance, and Joy Lowe stands up tall.
Joy Lowe's done well there after she gave her, you know, didn't want to be giving that pass away. I think, you know, you can see Joy, she really wants to play and she really wants to get the game back going, but actually, as a keeper, she can slow it down. She can not go running after the ball, let the team set up, which will help her Bolton players to get in position.
Lovely ball from Bayitgaray. Alvarez to Villas-Serene. Lovely ball. And Anna Alvarez, for once, couldn't pick out the pass. That was a vintage Helvecia move. They do that so well. It's a brilliant ball from Bayitgaray.
Brilliant ball, goes through the lines, so looking for that 1-2 and then play that diagonal through the lines, and if the final pass was better, I think we'd have seen the first goal.
That's unlike Anna Alvarez to be loose with her pass. She's been superb in this tournament so far. Bayitgaray has scored plenty of goals. She's not getting one there. We saw a replay there of the goalkeeping from Joy Lowe. It's a point worth making, isn't it, that as a goalkeeper, these goals are much, much smaller to what Joy Lowe herself will be used to. She's an excellent shot stopper, and she uses it. Oh, here's a chance. Zara Musker gets round Shelin Bayitgaray, and the shot comes in and wide. Oh, Joy Lowe involved there, but in an attacking sense with the long throw up, and Shelin Bayitgaray did not deal with that very well. Yeah,
I think it's great for young goalkeepers to play this game, whether they want to be futsal players or football players, because they're involved in so many defensive actions, whether it's the K-save, whether it's, you know, diving or shot stopping. Also, they're involved in starting attacks. You know, you could be the first one to start the attack with the javelin throw or playing out, so you're always involved.
Clark appended by Bayitgaray, but legally so. And she gives her a little bit, and those two exchange some words. this will happen. It's a grand final. There's stuff on the line here.
I think as the game goes on and as players start to get that a little bit tired and the intensity keeps going really fast, you'll see more and more fouls, last-ditch challenges. But yeah, there's a lot of emotion out there at the minute that's going to be good to see, but also they've got to keep it under control, and I think that's the bench's job.
Here's the next in line for Helvecia. That's Nerea Castro-Shadakis with a loose pass. We've just actually seen that quite a few times where the substitutes have come off the bench and actually have not read the pace of the game quite right, have they? They've been caught out by how high up Bolton are pressing. You see a little bit of needle here between Bayit Garay and Avi Clark.
Yeah, and this is where you see the changes. Helvecia have changed from, if you like, their strongest four into the next four, and it doesn't mean they're stronger, but the different dynamics might play in a different way. And all of a sudden, Bolton are a little bit more on top. And what you're seeing here is Bolton getting a little bit more confident, creeping up court, and it's not all starting to go Helvecia's way as what we thought.
And Alvarez, it's a lovely ball, and Castro-Shadakis couldn't quite connect. That's more of the passes that we're likely to see from Alvarez. But that's more of the moments.
That's more of the attacking moments, the in-possession phases that we know Helvecia can any moment undo the defensive structure of Bolton.
Controlled beautifully by Lucy Walsh, just ran out of room though. It's been a good start this, if you're Bolton. And for Helvecia, I guess you've just got to play with calm heads. Nothing's gone wrong particularly, but you might just be a little bit surprised at how high Bolton are pressing, how aggressive they are being. They are here to win this game, make no mistake about it.
Yeah.
Round the corner from Alvarez.
Love that.
Sliding in his booth. Shadakis now. Back to Alvarez. Can she manufacture a turn? No, crowded out. That's no foul. Lucy Walsh holds onto it well. Still holds onto it now, then a 3-on-2. This is Boydell. Comes inside. And Alvarez recovers.
This game's becoming more open. In that sense, I would say that Bolton would favour that, where the game's a bit more Helvecia have the ball, Bolton have the ball. I think that would favour Bolton in the terms that they want to make it a bit more scrappy.
Breaks for Shadakis, who's going to shoot from there, but that's going to take a lot to beat Joylo from that angle. Good young shot stopper is Joylo.
So this is a challenge for Bolton because 4-second count, there we are. She's got the ball back too quick. The team hadn't set up, hadn't made changes, 4-second count come, and because Helvecia are pressing really aggressively, you've either got to throw the ball long and take the 4-second out of it, or you're going to have to give a free kick away in a dangerous area. You didn't want to do that. So that's a bit of game management. That's a bit of the experience of the Helvecia players know if they go and step on the game, it might cause them a little bit of the mental challenge.
Yeah, Joylo caught out, referee just having a words with her. So Paul Waitley.
A good thing there would have been to throw the ball into the corner and just give up possession.
So Shadaka stood over it. Bayit Garay potentially lining up a shot. She's got a hammer of a right foot. From this kind of range, anything on target through the wall is going to be very, very dangerous. It is Bayit Garay! Great save, Joylo. We talked about her shot-stopping ability. That's brilliant. Yeah, we know she's got that shot-stopping ability. Great split save there. That's from 6 metres, right? She's seen it through legs. She's got down really low. What a save that is. That's keeping Bolton in the game at the moment. Great save. Annabelle Villas-Serene on the kick-in. And Alvarez just lined up next to it.
Yeah, Helvecia here will have a kick into the second post. We know the second post is that vulnerability. We always talk about finishing positions, second post, top of D, second post, top of D. If you can get players into those positions in the finalisation thirds, you've got a chance of scoring.
Bayit Garay's making a difference to this team with her incisive passing, isn't she? She picks out lines, and she's talked about her quality of strike. She uses that in her passing game as well. She fires stuff in, and that's how much she backs her ability.
That's ambitious.
It is, yeah. Ambitious, absolutely the word.
Here's the high press again from Helvecia. Really difficult for Bolton to get out. But they get up the half court, and then Helvecia have dropped into their half, so good stuff from Bolton.
It's a nice little ball to Layla Booth. Now Boydell from the base of the attack for this Bolton team. Clark doesn't want to go back to the goalkeeper. And she squeezed up the line, but Helvecia turn it over. Clark stamps into a tackle.
Helvecia here just need to move the ball quicker, move it off the central line quicker, get Bolton moving again in their defensive diamonds, so that do they follow, do they exchange, because that's what's going to cause the gaps for Helvecia to play in.
And Alvarez wanted a free kick, she wasn't getting one. Breaks to Serene, can she turn past the challenge of Boydell? Just about, can't find Anna Alvarez though. That's clever. Boydell can break. 3-on-1 there for a moment. Here comes Clark. Can she keep it in? Yes, she can. But, no, she can't, ultimately. I thought she did. But Alicia Grimman dealt with the cross anyway. That's where Bolton will be so dangerous. She talked about that in the pre-show with the guys I know. The energy from deep. They are all brilliant athletes, and they need to be.
Yeah, brilliant athletes, ready and sensing that moment when they can go into the positive transition. They can create a little 1-2 and overload, but also get numbers up. We talk about in transition like this, trying to keep the ball centrally as long as possible to have 2 options. If they can do that well and create more opportunities through that moment, then they've got a good chance, because they're defending brilliantly here.
Clark with the touch, she's got around Serene, did trip her, and I think you've got to let the play go there. Clark's not happy at all. She wanted the ability to at least have a shot on goal. It's a yellow card for Annabelle Serene. That's not a huge surprise. She's going to be subbed out for the skipper, Emma Toon.
Right decision by the referee there. Held onto the shirt, pulled Emma Clark back. Has to be a yellow, doesn't it?
Yeah, I think that's about as blatant a foul as it gets from Serene. I think Clark was strong enough to hold her off though and get a shot away. But she was frustrated she wasn't allowed to. Just seeing from a couple of these Helvecia players in particular, with the way that they're playing, it sort of shows up a little bit more. But I think a few nerves out there, which is very, very understandable. A couple of loose touches first time and a little bit of pressure out there.
I think it's not going all their way, is it? They're having a lot of possession, but Bolton, if you like, would say their game plan's working. So you can have all the possession in the world, but if you can't create those good moments, not just half moments, those good moments where you carve open a team, which they're used to doing, they're starting to get a little bit frustrated.
2-player wall to defend this free kick from Clark, who's going to just try and hit the second post. Blocked by Toon, does a job. Something you'll see a lot of, and if you are new to the game, it's worth pointing out. You might see some shots from odd situations where you think, why on earth are they shooting from there? It's all about a phrase that you used the other week to me, Mike, finishing the attack, so important in this game.
Yeah, it's a great question. So you'll see them shoot from angles distant, and you'll see them shoot hard, and you'll see them shoot high, because keepers generally drop. But the worst thing that can happen is that the keeper catches it, you've got 2 or 3 out of the game, and it's a 4 versus 2 in a counter, if you like. So most futsal players will finish the attack over the line, so that it can't be countered on.
Forward comes Shedakas. Here's Anna Alvarez. That's a lovely ball, be it Gry. Space to shoot. Didn't quite get a hold of it. I think she was caught in 2 minds very briefly there. Saw Emma Toon coming to the second post late, and she's frustrated that she's not found the target.
Yeah, it's a great strike. It's a difficult one. I think Emma Toon was coming to, we saw that top of the D. She was coming to that top of the D for the cutback, which would have been an open finish. So probably should have passed that for me.
Now then, Musker pins Alvarez. She'll control this, or Zara Musker. Here's Toon, who has settled the quickest, I think, of these Helvecia players. She's a real leader of this squad, played the game a long time.
Yep, just forcing the different movements, the 3 in line, 2 versus 2s, very experienced, keeps the ball moving really, really well. There's a lot of space in behind Bolton here, and I think that Helvecia haven't quite drove into that space. So we talked about the 4s era that they're playing, but maybe if they changed a little bit, went to more of a pivot play, there'd be gaps for them to exploit. So in a way, Bolton have changed a little bit tactically, but I don't think Helvecia have quite adjusted to the tactical change.
Here comes Boydell. Musker surrounded by 2, but gets the pass away. Can Boydell get the shot away? She can. Good save, Grimmons. Musker on the rebound. She won't quite keep that in. But I tell you what, Grimmons had to make a really, really decent save there. That's so good from Bolton to get the shot away when it looked like they had nothing on.
Yeah, great strike. Great strike.
Pepper here is back into the fray, and I think she's actually tried to play out to the substitute. Charlotte Gurr is prepared to come on, but not on the court yet.
It's very difficult for Helvecia because they have their style, they love the way they play, they're very good with the ball, but in a minute they're not having the rub of the green, or they're not quite building their phases how they would like. So it's one of those decisions for the coach now. Does he change it? Does he carry on going? Is Plan B doing Plan A better? or do you think they need a change? Because at the minute, you know, Bolton are warriors defending.
Embley took it off Pepper. Here is Embley. She's got a player over there. It's Boydell. Just couldn't quite get it under. Embley been such a good player for Bolton in this summer showdown. Scored the equalising goal against the University of Liverpool in the semi-final.
I would say Helvecia, you know, they just need to move the ball quicker, 1-2 touch, start moving the block around, where sometimes when you have a bit of time on the ball and you're not being pressed aggressively, you start to search for better passes.
This is the save from Grimmons a couple of moments ago. It's great work by Boydell as well. It's a good save there.
It's a brilliant split save again.
Clark is felled by Tune. And we've got 7 minutes remaining of this first half. And I don't think many had their score predictions in at 0-0 at this stage. But it has been a little bit cagey, it has been a little bit tight. I think credit to Bolton for making it so. If you're Helvecia and the game plan hasn't quite gone to plan so far, I think this is a difficult game to be favourites in, with Bolton almost hitting up, free punch, that sort of thing. They've not quite managed the game as they would have liked.
No, I think Helvecia have been more disappointed with the half at the minute, how they've, you know, like you say, managed the game, but more so not really got into their flow, like the way that we've seen them in previous games of how they've got to this final. The ball's not moving as slick, slowing the game down to try and, like I said before, search for those better passes. And in times like this, you just need to keep moving the ball.
Well, I wonder if that's what Liam Francis is about to say to his squad. He's just called a timeout for Helvecia. And not a huge surprise. I think he'll want to just settle some players down. It has been a little bit antsy. It's not been quite what they were looking for.
Yeah, a bit edgy for Helvecia. Probably, you know, the pressure's on them to come and win this game, and I think that you could probably see that. I think Bolton started off a little bit lower in their defensive structure, their block, but they moved really quickly higher up.
Well, a reminder of what we still got to come today on BT Sport. We kick off, as we see right now, with Bolton against London Helvecia. We've then got the Tier 2 final just before lunchtime as Wessex take on London Escola, and the game that just about everyone in the futsal world in this country is looking forward to. Pro Futsal London versus London Helvecia for not just the Summer Showdown title, but a place in the Champions League next season. We cannot wait for that one. Timeout is done. London Helvecia led out the timeout by Emma Tune, who does lead this squad so well. Just need a little bit of guidance and a bit of shepherding at the moment.
Yeah, Emma knows this game really well. You know, put her through a UEFA B licence actually, so she's a real, you know, student of the game, as well as wants to be a player, wants to be a coach. You know, definitely understands the game well.
Pepper has scored from that range in this competition already. Joy Lowe wasn't going to get beaten by that though. Needs to release. And Clark is fouled by Tune. Helvecia don't like that decision. And the foul count just ticks up to 3 now, I think, for Helvecia. Yeah, it does. So, just one to keep an eye on.
Yeah, the foul count's just rocking up a bit quickly, but it's not too bad. You know, if they're on 3 after 5 or 6 minutes, they'd be really worried. But with 6 minutes, they'll manage the foul count, I'm sure. But they've been really aggressive here because they really want to get hold of that ball to try and attack.
Here is Pepper. It's now with Tune. Oh, pressing high.
Great ball there from Nicola Pepper, that diagonal cut pass. This is where, you know, Helvecia's, Bolton are, like you said, really pressed really high and are being more aggressive to go after that ball. The spaces and gaps are going to open, and we're probably going to see, you know, a bit more of an open end-to-end stuff for the last 6 minutes as each team tries and breaks the deadlock.
This is Lucy Walsh playing up against Pepper. Seals her out well. Shadarkas has gone off, replaced by Charlotte Gert. Immediately springs into life some energy into this Helvecia team. There's Pepper. Here is Gert. Chance in front of goal. She snatched at it.
I was just about to say, in that building phase, you can see the coach, Liam Francis, has definitely said to him, we need to move the ball quicker. That ball shifted a lot faster, a lot quicker in the first 2 or 3 moments. And then we got into this pocket at the top of the D, And, you know, Charlotte Kerr will be really disappointed she didn't at least hit the target there.
Anna Alvarez has departed. Back on comes Sasha Adamson. Is it playing?
Yeah, so this intensity's gone up from Helvecia here. They're moving the ball with more zip. They decided to move it across switch play, change play as we call it, or switch play, a lot faster to open up those gaps.
Pepper tries to pick the pass. Easy control for her. She starts at the base of the attack again.
There it is again. They're moving the ball with more one-touch, two-touch play.
Bolton are up to it so far.
Yeah.
But you can just tell this game has just gone up a gear from Helvecia. That's the one thing you would say. They are capable of much more than what we've seen so far in this opening 15 minutes of the first half. 5 to play. And this time Bolton are going to take a timeout, and I think that's almost a response from Mick Parrish to the change in the game.
I think so.
He's a wise old head, the Australian, isn't he? He will know it's changing, and he just wants to have a word with his
He'll
girls.
love you saying that, wise old head. No, he's very
Probably
experienced.
won't like the old, but
yeah, wise head. But yeah, he's really experienced. He would have seen the dynamic quickly change in that game. So, you know, Helvecia, you know, Liam Francis definitely told him we need to move the ball from side to side quicker to beat the block. That's going to create more gaps in between, so we can get our 2v1s, 2v2s, our overloads, and even find the pockets through, which you saw Nicola Pepper there, trying to find those passes through the middle of their diamond and block. So it'd be interesting here whether he calms them down and makes them stronger and lower. It will go and press to stop it from source. So coach's choice, right, how you want to deal with that situation. So I think he'll just get them structurally back to where they started, a little bit more relaxed. The one thing I would be saying is, you know, when you've got possession, don't be afraid of, you know, hitting the pivot early and playing off, if you like, getting court supremacy, getting court high, rather than thinking you have to play out the back all the time.
So they will start right from the very base of their own half with Abby Clark. Clark, Boydell, Embley and Walsh, the current out court for Bolton. Here is Walsh. She's lost out to Gurr there under pressure.
Yeah, it looked like that. It was like, don't play in front of your own goal if you don't need to. Let's manage this half. Let's get to half being, you know, 0-0, and they've done a good job. They don't want to give anything easy away in front of their own goal.
Gurr, Tune, bit of space. Can she pick the second post? She can. And Pepper cannot believe she's not found the back of the net. What a good chance this is. Helvecia
Brilliant pass
finally work the move they've been wanting to.
Yeah, vertical 2v2. Emma Tune into that diagonal pass. She's got those in her locker in those passes, and we should have saw the first goal there for me.
Yeah, I think Nicola Pepper will agree with you. Lovely footwork from Walsh. Adamson blocked her way through. Forward come Helvecia again with Pepper. Clark seals her out and does concede the foul. This was such a good chance, and see a perfect angle of it here.
Brilliant pass.
Just again, just snatches at it a little bit too keen.
Yeah. You know, a little bit too keen, a little bit too, you know, thinks she's going to score. She knows she's in the D on her own. Just needs to hit the target, and it probably would have been a goal.
That composure in the final moments could be everything in a game like this, which has been tight and tense, really. Both teams are really struggling to assert their dominance, which for Bolton is great news. For Helvecia, less so. Came into this match as big favourites, and so far they are not having it all their own way. Tune. They'll break it, but Pepper on the edge of the box, and again, she's just not quite connected, as we have seen her connect so many times. We saw it at the top of the show, didn't we, in that highlights package, how many great goals she scored from that position in this competition.
Yeah, just haven't got her shooting boots on today, if you like, but that was a great kick-in, you know, a set piece, if you like, a restart from Helvecia, but we're definitely seeing here Helvecia moving the ball a lot quicker.
Clark carries the ball up court. Pepper takes it off her. Now Helvecia will build from base with Emma Tune.
Great three in line there. You saw Nicole Pepper just cut through without the ball, allowed Charlotte Gurr to get round, facing forward a little bit more on it. If they can do that quicker and even a little bit faster, that's where they'll cause even more problems for Bolton. So definitely starting to get on top with the ball here, Helvecia.
Walsh comes off, Zara Musker comes on, goes up to that pivot position. Much more physical player is Zara Musker, I think. Bolton just want to be able to hold the ball up court a little bit better, and that's the fourth foul conceded. Pepper says she got the ball. I think Zara Musker would rather disagree.
She's so good at that, Zara Musker, you know, getting into that forward position, that pivot position, as we say in futsal, and being able to protect it, get there first, draw fouls. You know, it's really important. You know, if Bolton can keep drawing these fouls and get that 10-metre penalty, that could be the difference between, you know, winning and losing.
She is tough as well, Zara Musker. She is not getting out of this game. Went through 2 sets of advertising hoardings 2 weeks ago against Liverpool, one in each half.
Brilliant player. Like I said before at the start, you know, really likes that physical challenge, but she's really good at using her body to be able to turn on the ball as it's coming in. So you'll see here if it goes into her.
Oh, that's a great hit. Really good hit by Abby Clark, and Grimond had to be equal to that. Phenomenal strike from half court.
Brilliant shot. I was just saying, Zara Musker there, look at her, she's using her body to try and pin the defender. What Nicola Pepper needs to do there is actually get in front to stop at source. So sometimes we might be behind.
Easier said than done there.
Well,
hey?
yeah, but because she's in the 6-metre line, she needs to get in front and stop that pass. And what Zara Musker's doing really well is opening a passing line by pinning her. And she'll do that all day and get some success from it.
Adamson beaten to it by her opposite number, Leah Embley. That's loose from Musker, didn't see Gurr coming.
Brilliant pass. Brilliant pop pass into the middle and out. That's what they need to do more, because the middle's open a little bit more. They need to find that middle player, into the middle player, diagonal passes through that diamond.
We see Leah Embley, her debut season in futsal. What a season it's been for us.
Brilliant. She's been absolutely brilliant through these last few games.
Haven't tried to pick out Adamson at the back post. Musker. That's clever from Boydell.
Brilliant.
Brave but clever. She's got Musker with her. Can't quite pick her out, and Boydell will just bring down Adamson. Frustrating one for Helvecia, but that's one of those where towards the end of the half you can almost manage your own foul count, can you?
Yeah, I actually think, you know, Boydell there, she's let it come across her body, you know, confident, facing forward. She knows what's coming. She's drove out with the ball, stayed on the ball for amount of time to get Bolton up court. Then quite probably should have released it, because she didn't. She's gave a foul away, but actually I think it was a good foul because it was transition for Helvecia.
Gets a yellow card though, does Meg Boydell, for her trouble. And Leila Booth on the far side for Bolton as Clark withdraws. Helvecia ending the half strong with this fall. They seem to have found their formula. Amy Martins is prepared to come on the far side for her first on-court minutes in this grand final. Long throughout, looking for Booth, tune across, just get something on it.
Did enough. Yeah, you saw Helvecia there again playing the 3 in line, looking for Charlotte Gurr on the wide areas to try and then overload through the middle. So they have definitely got, you know, some real structure and patterns to what they're trying to get out. They're just not quite getting it, you know, they're just not quite getting the success from it.
Gurr. Slightly loose from Pepper. Musker will chase every course, no matter how lost it is. That one was very much available to it. Sent long, Joy Lowe won't be caught out by that. 2.5 minutes remaining of this first half. In many ways, not the game we were expecting, but in their semi-final, Bolton told us, they warned us, this is the game that it could be. Eerily similar to that match against the University of Liverpool. I
think Bolton will be happy, the two teams, because, well, obviously the scoreline, but I think they'll be happy that their game plan is to stop Helvecia playing, is to stop them having big opportunities where they get...
That's nice. Shot from Walsh, deflected. Oh, is it going to go in? It is! And Bolton leads. Lucy Walsh, via the aid of a couple of deflections, Grimond couldn't get back. And would you listen to this scoreline at the 2-minute warning in the grand final? It's Bolton 1, Helvecia 0.
Wow, I was just saying that this is, you know, Bolton will want that opportunity where they just open the game up for a moment, go in transition, even maybe like a scrappy goal or deflection, and we've seen it. And that's exactly what they've played for. And do you know what? The Helvecia have to raise the game here.
Embley leaves one on Pepper, but did take the ball in doing so. Good to see the sportsmanship offered up by Zara Musker.
You know, Bolton would have worked on this all week in their game plan. They've come with a really clear strategy, a really clear plan to stop Helvecia getting in between their lines, to stop Helvecia getting beyond them. And if they can catch them, it doesn't need to be smart, it doesn't need to be clever, but if they can catch them, they'll do that. Pretty much what we saw with the Bolton men's team versus Pro Futsal the week before.
Gurr couldn't quite latch on. Bolton really got an energy about them now. Here's Booth, Couldn't be two, could it? It's Musker. Big chance, squares it back to Embley off the line from Martins. Wow.
Game on, here we go. Another chance really there. Great cutback for that central play. We said, didn't we, second post, top of D, the key areas where you want players to land on the ball.
Well, this final has exploded into life.
Brilliant.
And it's Bolton who have made it so, who have sparked the fuse. There goes Musker. Grimond comes out, just forces it into no man's land.
Zara Musker there, fantastic. It would have been really easy for her to play backwards. What she did, she got her hips facing forward so she could go left or right, and she waltzed around the pressure and opened the game up today. What a game she's having.
Embley wants it on her right foot, gets it. Can she finish? Great save, Grimond. Musker again, can't hit the target. And Bolton have built up a head of steam here. They are all over London Helvecia.
Do you know what, coming into this final, what you've seen is probably Helvecia had everything their own way. They've had lots of the ball. They've not really been tested until they've got here in the way that you'd want them to be tested. And now they're struggling with that a little bit. So they need to find their feet a little bit in terms of getting back to the game plan. But out of possession, they need to be a bit more disciplined rather than just diving in and losing the 1v1 battles.
Leah Embley's going to get penalised there. Bolton players don't like that decision. Needs to be a certain amount of steps back from a kick in like that. That was the chance. What a big block by Amy Martins. Not played many on-court minutes in this final, but that's, I mean, it's arguably the biggest Helvecia contribution we've seen. 2-0 would have been, doesn't bear thinking about if you're Helvecia.
So far they've earned it, right? Let's be fair to Bolton. The way
Absolutely.
they've earned every right to be in front here. And you know, and we've talked about the start. It was, you know, we fancied Helvecia, but credit Bolton here. You know, they've stopped them playing as the way they wanted to.
This is Musker. Final 30 seconds of the first half. Helvecia have a chance to move quickly here. Looking to find Bayit Garay over the top. Joy Lowe rather will bring this one under control fairly comfortably. Embley needs to find a way out.
She's done really well there. I was just about to say, just kick it out, take the defensive strictures. What you don't want to do is lose the ball in your own third, if you like. And the one thing I think Mick will try and sort it hard, you know, don't give it to the player unless they've got another forward pass on.
Set piece then with the final 9 seconds of this first half. Bolton even able to break here. I don't think they're going to run it all the way down. They're going to run out of time. Booth takes a shot on. It would have beaten the buzzer if that found its way past Grimmons.
What a half.
But hey, the Women's Super Series Grand Final has reached half-time, and it is Bolton who lead the way. They warned us what they could do in the semi-final, and they currently are beating London Helvecia by 1-0. An amazing scoreline, plenty to play for in the second half. We're going to digest it all when we come back from this break.
Welcome back to Wolverhampton University, and I'm joined again by Andrew Mensah and Michael. Things just got exciting there, didn't it? 1-0 to Bolton. Who would have thought it? Andrew, this is your first time watching a futsal competition. What did you make of it?
I can't believe what I'm seeing, you know. Like the way the ball is zipping across, like these girls, they got tech, like they're so rolling it. Like I'm thinking, wow, like they're ballers for real. I couldn't believe it, man. And the underdogs are winning. What can I say?
Yeah.
It's a great day, man.
We'll get into the goal in a minute, but what did you make of the game, Michael?
Wow, like you said, the underdogs, we talked about it at the start. It's been an amazing game. Bolton have really come with a really good game plan, and they are looking good and knocking Helvecia off their perch so far. And like you say, some great skills on show, some great moments of the game. So what a game we have on our hands here.
What's the moment of the game for you so far? I mean, there's been some... Are they penalties or free kicks that's happened right there on the edge of the box?
Yeah, Helvecia had a few free kicks, so just outside the box. Probably should have scored one or two of them. They've had a couple of chances inside the D where, you know, they would have hoped to have done better. But I think the moments of the game was that last 2 minutes where you had one goal for Bolton and then they had a huge big chance to go 2-0 up, which could make the difference in the second half.
Yeah. When we think about futsal, when I do anyway, I expect to see lots of goals. So is this a surprising half-time result, 1-0?
Yeah, usually with the top teams it can be like tight like this. So, but I think you're going to see more goals in the second half, definitely for sure.
Let's have a look at that goal though. Oh, it's a freak kind of goal, but they deserved it, really.
Yeah.
Well, they're on top, and we were talking about how they've set up for the counter-attack. They're looking for anything to open up, and it might be a scrappy goal, and not so great goal. And it's a freak goal, but in the end, they've probably deserved it, right? Through their resilience, through their structure. And it's a good strike. It's a hard strike. Double deflection.
Yeah. And she's been good up front as well, just holding the ball up and like the way she's been so rolling it as well. Like,
yeah, Zara Musker has been absolutely on fire, you know, causing Nicole Pepper all sorts of trouble. She's been brilliant. You know, I think Helvecia Emma Tune needs to get back into the game. She's done really well. But yeah, Zara Musker and keeper Joy Lowe, you know, kept them in the game. What performances so far?
Yeah, exciting. Let's look at some more highlights from the game, shall we?
So again, these were the moments we talked about with the free kicks.
But what I'm confused about is how these free kicks come about. Is it pass backs? Is it?
Well, we talked about at the start of the laws of the game. One of the biggest laws of the game is that the keeper, when they roll the ball out, the players can't give it back to the keeper unless in the attacking half or as a restart. So a couple of free kicks has been back while Bolton are under so much pressure that they've tried to play back to the keeper and they can't do it, which is a mistake. And then other times there's been fouls, pushes in the backs from normal free kicks, really. So they could have done a little bit better.
And also, Michael, you didn't tell me it's getting tasty.
Yeah. Well, I thought I'd let you see it, right?
Look at the tension there.
The tension.
Yeah, the emotion. And do you know what? It's physical. This game, there's a conception in England that futsal isn't physical, right? It's really physical, really close contact. There's lots of body contact. There's lots of rolling of bodies. There's lots of different movements, but it will get tasty. It will get physical. The good thing is it keeps it under control is the foul count. So after 5 fouls, there's 6 fouls, a 10-metre penalty, and so on. So it resets through the half. So the laws of the game keep it under control in that sense.
And the refs have been great. There's like 2 refs on each side. So like the way they've kind of officiated the game, they've let it flow, they've let it be physical, but at the same time, it's been controlled.
Yeah, the refs have been brilliant. You know, like we say, we've seen lots of body contact, like here, rolling. Should have been a second goal, but what a great save. But you're right, the refs have been brilliant as well.
What great saves from Joy, though. Is it Joy in goal?
Joy Lowe, for Bolton, yeah.
Beforehand, that London Helvecia were not the underdogs. I wouldn't know the difference because the saves that Joy has made here, and of course the goal from Bolton.
Absolutely, you know, I think she's 17 as well. I might be wrong on that. I think she's young. She's been through the football system, but her shot stopping is fantastic.
Look at that,
that's a great
hands
save.
On that.
Yeah, that's the Helvecia keeper the same. Both keepers are.
This one here off the line though, it had me screaming at this point. I was like off my chair, like.
Brilliant piece of play again from Bolton, catching them on the counter. We've had everything so far, and I think it's going to go even more.
Is that the thing about futsal though? Like, as they get the goal, you saw how like Bolton just come alive, and they just got chances after chance after chance. Is that where it's like the momentum just kind of switches, and you can just get?
Yeah, I think when a team gets a goal like football, the game opens up a little bit more, so more spaces, more gaps. Helvecia have got to risk a little bit more, so they've got to try and force passes, go past people a little bit more. That can be good, or that can work in Bolton's favour. And you know, at the minute the story's set up to Bolton's tactics, which is great.
So just to reiterate, what do London Helvecia need to do in the second half? Just get back into the game.
Yeah, they need to move the ball quicker. So they've got some real good technical players, as you say, but they need to move the ball from side to side a lot faster to try and open up central areas to then overload areas. So at the minute the ball's a bit slow where it moves from side to side, so they need to do that. And they need to stretch the game a little bit more now because Bolton have stepped on the pressure. So they need to try and stretch the game and play with more of a pivot or a top player as well.
Well, let's get back into the second half. We'll head back over to Stephen and Michael get back into
Get out of there, man.
Yeah, thank you very much. Just a scoreline we didn't expect, but there's so much to play for this Bolton unit. So together. This team huddle isn't a parade. It's not for show. They've got a tremendous team spirit in that camp, led by the brilliant Marnie Sidhu and Zara Muska, who's deputised so ably. They really are giving this absolutely everything. We knew they'd give it everything, Mike. We knew that effort was a given. That's not the surprise. The surprise is how much they've actually taken the game to London Helvecia in that first half. And also, of course, that scoreline.
Brilliant. Do you know what? They set up as a low block, halfway, 15 metres deep, and then they got a bit of confidence, and then all of a sudden they started to move that block a little bit higher and cause Helvecia more problems with the ball. And Helvecia didn't really react to it because the game started where they, if you like, they could have the ball. As soon as that block came a little bit higher, that pressing came a little bit higher, Helvecia all of a sudden had to be better with the ball, and they didn't quite react quick enough to that, other than to the last sort of 3 or 4 minutes after the timeout from Liam Francis. So, but this half, Helvecia got to move the ball slick, they've got to keep moving the ball well, and they've got to try and tire that Bolton defence.
And Alvarez over the kickoff. Helvecia with a big 20 minutes coming up, and it will still be a big 20 minutes coming up. Kickoff about to be restarted. Referee wasn't quite ready. If you're London Helvecia, what do you think Liam Francis has been saying at half-time? I get the feeling he spoke before the game about wanting his side to enjoy this game, and he feels like if they play the way they can and enjoy it and play their futsal, they'll get the result that they want. It feels like in that first half they played a little bit within themselves. It was nervy, it was tense.
I was going to use that word. It felt a bit tense to them. They're the favourites coming into this. They've been here before. People expect them to dominate with the ball. It felt like it just wasn't clicking. It was just tense. And maybe they need to relax a little bit more. But sometimes they need to move the ball quicker, but be more patient with their decision making.
Assembly first shot of the second half goes Bolton's way. It's a good hit too. Saved comfortably in the end by Alicia Grimond. Zara Muska took a knock off the ball there. I think she collided with Shodarkas.
I think the saves by Alicia Grimond and Joy Lowe in the first half, they've kept both teams really close in this game, but they've been superb in their actions and shot stopping. It's been brilliant to see.
Yeah, 2 really good young goalkeepers, must be said.
And brave.
Oh yeah, you've got to be. And Alvarez from the corner. It's flicked on by Shodarkas, and Biit Garai will get to this. Chance for a shot comes in, and Joy Lowe is equal to it again. Just a reminder of the starting out court 4, or foursomes at the moment. This is Vias Serene. We've got Alvarez, Shodarkas, and Biit Garai out there for Helvecia. It's Walsh, Embley, Booth, and Muska for Bolton.
There's that 3 in line again from Helvecia. They're really trying to do that, so the ball looks like it's going to a winger, but the winger cuts through and opens up a higher pass for them to create an overload on a winger of a 2v1. So they're starting to get it out a little bit more, but they're not getting any sort of execution from it.
Shodarkas to the back post. Booth wins it. And that doesn't hit the roof, so we won't have a pause. Just a kick in for Layla Booth to navigate. Here's Walsh as Embley roaming on the outsides.
Great pressure.
That's just a case of just finishing the attack, as it were, what we talked about in the first half. If you can't do anything with it, at least pen them back a little bit.
Yeah, so more so, in your building phase, you don't want to lose the ball in central areas in your own third. So, there's a saying sometimes at the top level, we say if the pressure becomes too much, let the ball be their problem, and it's like turnover, because sometimes it's better to defend really strong and be collectively rather than giving, if you like, cheap goals away.
Grimond out from the back for Helvecia. This is Biit Garai. Taking over is Villaserina, now Alvarez. As Sharakas outside of it. Jinx infields, that's a foul by Booth.
Foul for me.
First one in the second half. Foul count resets, by the way, at half-time, important to remember.
Yeah, we saw there where, you know, Helvecia moved the ball quick. Bolton got spread a little bit, and there's that gap that opened up in the middle, and it was a great little run on the left foot, driving into that space, and that's what Helvecia need to go and take those more calculated risks when those moments and those gaps open. They have to go and exploit those gaps and be confident in it to try and overload in areas and get the ball and shots in central areas. So good little passage there from Helvecia.
Alvarez on the free kick, just got to be wary of Villaserina just lurking by that post. Here's Alvarez left-footed and really struck that very, very well. Joylo was watchful and quick to move things on as well, looking for the pivot in Muscat. Chance here for Helvecia, 3-on-2. Sharakas can hurry things along. Now Villaserina pokes it across. Villaserina does get there eventually, doesn't get the decision, and now it's a counter until Villaserina nips that in the buds. Grimmond will deal with it. That's nice from Alvarez, and now Villaserina tried to go herself and set this up for Villaserina to have a dip. And well held by Joylo.
Brilliant there. I thought she did a little bit too much there to roll out, but managed to get it from under her feet, get that pass out, and probably, you know, tested the keeper, but needed a little bit more power on it.
A bit better that from Joylo, isn't it, from the youngster? Just learning the lessons, I think, of that first half.
And, you know, it might be turning over the ball and you want them to play out, but, you know, I'm not saying you should never play out, of course you shouldn't, but picking the right moments when it's too much.
Now, oh, that looked to me like a good tackle. Lucy Walsh is apoplectic with the referee, and I can see why. It looked to me like a bit of a borderline call, that, and Bolton were very much on the move going the other way.
Yeah, and I think this is where Bolton, as the game goes on, it started earlier, they can't rock up the foul count too much and let Helvecia get back into this game with a 10-metre. So they've got to be careful as the game starts to tick, you know, the emotion doesn't get to them really.
Lucy Walsh almost with an office-style look to the camera there after the word for the referee. I think that told us everything we needed to know about what she thought about the decision. Villaserina can strike them from this distance. Wouldn't be surprised to see her hit it. She doesn't get a hold of it at all.
Yeah, I think Helvecia there, you know, they've had 4 or 5 free kicks now from distance and they've shot. I think they've got to use some of their playbooks. So they've got to use some blocking and screening type free kicks that we know they've got. So I don't know why they've keep it going for the long strike.
That's lovely from Bolton. Booth into Muscat, maybe a chance to shoot. She's patient though, that's good. Embley turns onto her left. And finishes the attack, as we were mentioning earlier. No real chance to score, but that was actually a lovely little Bolton move, and well defended actually by Helvecia to nip it in the bud.
Brilliant move here again. Zara Muscat just playing as that pivot. She's pinned the defender so it can't get in front. This defender can't get in front, she just laid it off and then it's gone round. Hit the target there.
Villaserina couldn't find a way past Walsh. What a difference those 3 players, Booth, Walsh and Clark, have made back from injury for the first time in over a month, in time for the final, and they have really helped this Bolton team out.
They've done really well to get back from those injuries they had. They've also done really well to be match fit. You know, it might tell a little bit later on in the game for them, but they're doing really well.
Alvarez happy to see it out. Just another look at the shot from Alvarez. I'm not entirely sure Lowe had that covered, you know. Alvarez really got a hold of it. Lowe had that one covered all right. Again, she's looking for options. Again, just has to be careful just to let it go. That's better than giving a free kick away. It is coming back though with Helvecia and Alvarez. Outsider is Villaserina.
What Joylo's always pressure under there, remember, is 4 seconds.
Yep, absolutely.
So you know, she's looking to play, she's looking long, and she's thinking, right, I'm running out of time here, and this is what the game, the constraints, you know, the laws of the game. She's got to get rid of that ball, otherwise there's a free kick. You know, an indirect free kick in her area. So she did well there because she was running out of time.
Good save from Lowe to deny a fierce strike from Alvarez. Can Emily get it away? Muscat certainly can use her body so effectively, doesn't she? She does have pace, couldn't beat Villaserina though. She just got that over the leg, and I think she was round it.
Villaserina there did really well because she's gone past her. I think Zara Muscat would have been open and free in the attacking half.
Ball from Clark. Emily's just going to think this over for Boyd. Oh, it's there! It's
What a ball that was, that diagonal pass. You know, that was right out of the textbook. So you play to the side, play to one in a diagonal ball. What a ball that was in that diagonal pass, and then just dropped it in a volley.
The Bolton fairy tale just keeps on running. What a ball from Embley. Great composure from Boydell just to hit the target. Don't think Grimond will be too pleased. She got a big contact on it.
Special ball that, you know, special ball. We talk about sometimes going over the press, going through the diagonal, but this was one hell of a ball. Knew exactly where she was trying to put it. And do you know what? It's a great finish, because if she just took a touch, the time would have gone. The keeper would have smudged it. She could only take it first time. She just tried to feel it into the goal, if you like. But it's a great decision to take that first time. What a finish.
Grimond actually has gone low to the left, hasn't she, and couldn't quite get that outside right leg up in time. What a moment for Bolton, 2-0.
And by taking it early, taking it first time, the keeper can't get set.
The referee just having a word with a couple of the Bolton players. They do not want to give this half away through ill discipline. 3 fouls already. We've only played, well, less than 4 minutes of this second half. They're 2-0 up, but they're also leading 3-0 on the foul count, which is not the one they would like to be leading. They've got to manage that now over the course of the next 16 minutes. Embley launches clear. Biatgaray will gather on the shoulder. Defeat from Biatgaray now. Oh, great chance. Zara Musk in on the goalkeeper. She has support. Can she find Boydell? She can. Helvecia scramble back, get the block in. And they survive. And survival's the word at the moment. Just feels like another spell similar to the one that came at the end of the first half is coming from Bolton. Their tails are up.
Brilliant by Bolton, like Zara Muska open there. Wow, you know, Helvecia have got to force now. They've got to push. They've got to take risks. You know, we talked about at half-time we're going to see more goals because Helvecia have got to come out, take those passing risks, take those 1v1 risks. And that means there's more transition for Bolton in their game plan. Here we go again.
It certainly is. This is Clark. Can she pick the pass? Gurr blocked the line. And that's where you just defend the space, because you know you've got to back your goalkeeper to save the shot from that angle, and Gurr knows that, uses her experience, just blocks the passing lane, knows where the ball's going to go.
And tactically this is different, because you know sometimes you'll leave the keeper to look after the goal and the strike, but you can't not look after that back post. Sorry. So what Charlotte Kerr did really well is she didn't go out to the ball and then left the back post open, because it would have been a back post finish. She just stayed central and said, do you know what, keeper? Do you know what? You look after the ball, Helvecia. You've got to stop it if it's a shot. So tactically there, subtle differences, but great defending.
Emma Toon has come back on for Helvecia. Just feel like this squad needs their skipper just to wrestle control back in this game. Pepper's back on as well. Gurr and Anna Alvarez remain on court for the team in blue. This is Charlotte Gurr. Pepper, bit of room. She might take the shot on here. Musker across. And that'll be a Bolton ball, I think it is. If you're just joining us, 5 minutes into the second half, and you've been following this Women's Super Series, do not adjust your set. Bolton doing it again. University of Liverpool know how this feels. London Helvecia have to wrestle control back in this match, but it is proving ever more difficult to do so. Lucy Walsh on for Bolton. Zara Muska takes a very well-earned breather. It's Clark, Boydell, Embley and Walsh now the out-court four for the team in white. Embley again looking for that lovely flighted ball to the far side. Sasha Adamson being prepped by Helvecia to come back in. And Liam Francis has his work cut out here. Alvarez, Embley. Pepper turn. Look to pick out Toon, header across, there's Gurr! And Lowe got in front of her, penalty given. Referees pointed to the spot.
I was going to say, you know, Helvecia, you know, need to be quicker. They need to probably be more direct. You know, they're having a lot of the ball at the halfway line, but they need to be more direct. And interestingly, this pass over the top into Emma Toon, it was scrappy, but it's got there. It's caused problems for Bolton.
I'm going to put you on the spot, Mike. Penalty. Yellow card given to Joy Lowe. I must say, I personally think it's
I think Charlotte Kerr got a shot off. So, you know, it's difficult because then her body's actually slipped through. So I think it's a harsh penalty, but it's a penalty. He's given it.
Anna Alvarez on the kick. Joy Lowe saved 3 in the shootout a fortnight ago in the semi-final. Her team needs her once more. big moment. Can Helvecia find a route back into this final? It's the trusty left foot of Ana Alvarez. Six meters out. Scores. That was
Here we go.
And now it is very much game back on.
What you've also got to look at here is the foul count. So if you notice with 14-25, the foul count's 4. If that gets to 6, it's a 10 metre. They're harder, but you know this could turn quite easily.
Hope for Helvecia. As Pepper centre ball Ernest joining us in the commentary box. Long, long way to go in this grand final. That was composure, wasn't it?
Brilliant finish. Absolute brilliant finish from Alvarez. Great left foot strike into the bottom.
Now then, 3-on-1, big chance. Gurr finds Ana Alvarez. Can she do it again? Bolton hurry back, and they did so well. 3 white shirts appeared out of nowhere there, it seemed. Alvarez hits the deck. It would have been the 5th foul. I think she was looking for it.
I think you'll see Helvecia try and go 1v1, try and get past players. You know, try and draw the fouls. It's not you know, it's not cheating, but you try and get past players to put them under pressure to make that last-ditch tackle. We call it drawing the foul.
Just out of your picture there, Leah Embley has just told Ana Alvarez exactly what she thought about that last exchange. Go pressured by Walsh. And as the pressure ratchets up and as the intensity ratchets up, you're going to see more of this, more aggression, more needle, and it plays actually into Helvecia's hands.
Yeah, and I think this is really, you know, Joy Lowe's going to have to be really calm, really collective in decision making. She's a great young keeper. She just needs to really think now, do you play short? Do you give the ball away? Because there's a fine balance about, you know, overplaying but underplaying as well.
Tune finds Gert. There's Adamson! What a miss.
There we go, big chance. Big chance there. Out to the wings again, trying to get top of the D. Should have been 2-all. Big chance.
Just hits the heel, doesn't it? Doesn't get the direction. Timeout called, and no great surprise to see Mick Parrish want to talk this over with his Bolton girls. This is a big team talk now for him. It's his 60 seconds to really try and stem the tide and turn the tables on Helvecia, because this match just threatening here to get away from Bolton.
They've just got, you know, they've just got to settle the ship, if you like, a little bit, especially in possession, because they need a little bit more of the ball, because at the minute they've not had, last couple of minutes they've none of the ball, and that's really difficult when Helvecia are pressing really high, really aggressive, being really dominant with the ball as well. So you've got to have your players like Zara Musker, Boydell, Embley. They've got to come and get on the ball. They've got to come and want to play. But what's really important is they need to face forward on it so they can pass forward. So not getting on it to play sideways, backwards. They've got to be able to play pass forward.
This is where experience comes into it a little bit, doesn't
it?
Because this Bolton team, we spoke about at the top of the match, average age of 17, this squad. It is such a young team. They're right at the start of their careers, so many of these players. Needs the likes of Zara Musker, of Marnie Sidhu in the black bib there, to just use their experience to try and settle their young charges down, because this is a difficult match now to manage mentally.
Yeah, and this is one of the great games of great things of futsal. Sorry, is the mental side of it. How do you manage it? Do you change your players? Do you make Parrish? Do you change your system? Do you change your style? Do you keep playing? There's so many challenges with it, because ultimately you're always under pressure now. Wherever you get on this ball, you're always under pressure. So they have to be good on this ball, Bolton.
It's a good time to call a timeout, because Helvecia are just starting to smell blood there. A little break in play might be all that Bolton needs. Layla Booth looking to find a route out. She wins her team a kick-in. The out-court four at the moment: Booth, Boydell, Clark and Walsh. It's unchanged for Helvecia, it's as you were. And the referee's called
4 seconds.
A turnover there.
Or just on the court. The ball can't be on the court when you play. It's got to be on the line. The laws, the rules, again, quite specific, which is great, because it keeps that discipline within the game, keeps that discipline on the court.
Teed up for Pepper to try and hit the second post. Walsh blocks. Booth needs to play it quickly and does. Clark has Walsh on the run. Sheen blocks that off. And Francis on the far side, encouraging. Big Team talk for him there as well. He'll be so pleased by what he's seen in response to going 2-0 down. Helvecia need to keep that up though. They need to keep that intensity.
Need to keep moving the ball, switching it from side to side, wait for those big gaps to open, find those diagonal passes through without forcing it. You know, 2-touch passes, 1-touch passes.
Tune can't find a way through there though. There goes Clark. 3 up in this attack. That's a great switch of play, just too far in front of Layla Booth. Does keep possession though. Squeezes it through into the middle, and now Helvecia on the attack, but that's comfortably dealt with by Boydell, and she just gets rid. That's a shot in name, but not in nature. Tune now for Pepper. There's that diagonal ball you were talking about, that's Gurr, and this is Adamson. This is the moment, is it? No, Joy Lowe, what a great save.
Yeah, that's that again, that diagonal that Helvecia are trying to move the ball sideways to then look for that forward diagonal that keeps the attack going.
That's a brilliant stop.
It's a brilliant save.
Seeing that in slow motion and watching the mechanics go, absolutely superb. 16 years of age, the Bolton keeper.
16, wow.
In front of Tune there, she might have more work in a moment. Here's Tune again, and once again, Joy Lowe to the rescue.
She's been absolutely a rock for them today. You think about those 3 or 4 chances. And it's not just the one she saved, it's the way she's put herself into position to force the pressure to make the attacker snap at her.
Musker nearly got an opening there. Helvecia, whilst they are in the ascendancy, they must be aware they've been caught twice by a wicked Bolton counter. They have shown their teeth enough times in this match now for Helvecia to know what they are up against. 11 minutes and 45 seconds remaining, there or thereabouts. Bolton ball. This is another bit of superb goalkeeping work from Joy Lowe. Youngster who was on the books of Manchester United through her teenage years, now with Bolton Wanderers. Big future for her in the game, I think, whether it be football or futsal.
Yeah,
what a top quality shot stopper.
What a shot stopper, you know, what a talent she is. I'm sure she, you know, whether she stays in futsal or progresses in football, she's a brilliant shot stopper. And I've been so impressed with how well she's come off her line as well, how quickly she's managed to come and smother things and dive at the feet of, you know, the Helvecia ladies when she's needed to.
It's the old phrase, you've got to be crazy to be a goalkeeper. She's got that gene, hasn't she? Not afraid to fly at attackers.
The good thing about futsal, right, you're always in the game as a goalkeeper. You know, what a game to play. Just for, you know, you're attacking, you're defending, you're shot stopping, you're throwing long.
Helvecia want the decision there off Booth. They're not going to get it. Alvarez is back on court for Gurr a moment ago. Here she is, can't bring it under control. You can see she really sets standards when she's out on court, Anna Alvarez, constantly demanding from her teammates.
Yeah, she definitely wants that ball. She was there playing as like a floating pivot, so she starts centrally, she moves that wide. She wants to create things, she wants to be attacking. She wants the ball back really quickly and press high. Like you say, sets the standards along with Emma Tune in that sense.
Musker picks out Clark. That's going to be a Bolton ball, I think, is it? No, it does go Helvecia's way. Ball's already out. Here's Pepper. Tune controls beautifully. Did so well to get herself moving forward with that first touch. Zara Musker doesn't concede the foul. Bolton have done well to keep that at 4. That's been a good 5-6 minutes of court time. Probably a good 10-15 of actual time without conceding that 5th foul, which would put them 1 away from giving away a 10-metre penalty.
Yeah, good timeout. You've seen it just managed the game, just settled down, just got them into that mode of not giving those fouls away again, having their structure back. Yeah, managed this last few minutes really, really well, Bolton.
Alvarez. It's away by Booth, a little bit rash. But now Musker can go on the charge. Might have to do it all the way herself, but she's wise enough to just take a foot on the ball. Just allow Bolton maybe a little bit of possession. Tune commits, but it will be a Bolton ball.
It's really interesting here because you can see Bolton in transition. They have that little spring through Zara Musker, and Helvecia struggling now to really get back in those quick, fast lines and getting set up defensively. So, you you know, you could see another one on the counter or a positive transition from Bolton when they win that ball back, because they go really quick.
Don't be surprised to see a set and smash in a moment from Clark for Muscat. Instead looks to find another route through. That's a great ball across Booth into the danger area, and well fielded by Alicia Grimmond, which is get Helvecia straight on the move with Adamson. Bring it down. I think she's looking to pick out Alvarez at the back
unlucky.
post.
You could see what she was trying. She was trying to just put it onto that back post, and Alvarez would have been free. You can see what she was trying, definitely.
Well played by Clark. Boydell's done really well there. Into the final 10 minutes of the grand final. That's lovely from Booth. Great Bolton move, this. And Booth fires it across the face. Unlikely to score from there, and there wasn't many options.
I was just about to say, you know, we talked about, you know, the ball's gone wide, who's top of D, who's second post, because of that shoot to miss, and that's actually a brilliant ball. If one of the Bolton players would have gone and landed on those spots, we probably would have seen another goal.
Yeah, that's all Layla Booth can do in that position, isn't it?
Yeah, great ball across. Shoot to miss. Hopefully someone's on that, you know, second post, because the keeper has to cover the near post, but no one took that risk to get there.
It's a great ball up to Zara Muscat. Calm in possession, Pepper blocks the route through. Less than 9 to go. Bolton still lead. They were never ever supposed to. Alvarez across, this will break for Annabelle Viasarine on the 1-2. What a tackle, Zara Muscat.
What a goal that would have been.
Incredible
What
challenge.
a goal, that would have been straight out of the textbook, round the corner, going 1-2, going into the pivot, set off, 2v2 pass. What a goal that would have been. Let's see what Helvecia got in set pieces here. Again, set and strike. Can they use something different? Can they get their blocks on? Can they get their screens on? But they're trying to use their power to try and draw Bolton out, probably a little bit to the ball. What a goal that would have been.
It's fast, it's frenetic. Everything out there on the court just feels like it's just ratcheted up another level. This is the last 8.5 minutes of a grand final. I know Andrew's down there at the moment, down courtside. Andrew, what's the feeling out there? Because it just feels from up here that it's just ratcheted up several levels.
Yo, guys, it's crazy, man. Obviously, I got the best seats in the house. I'm courtside. You can feel the speed as I'm watching it right here, and the game is tense. Like, it's 2-1 right now. The game is tense, and I'm loving it, guys. So back to you. I'm enjoying myself here.
Yeah, best seats in the house, I should say. Tense being the operative word.
I think it's going to get, you know, even more tense. I think Helvecia have got to step onto this, really drive those things. Everything's going to be risk-taking now. You know, really press it, probably leave the pivot at times. You know, will we see that power play? Will we see the fly keeper? I think one thing that Helvecia need to start doing is go 1v1 a lot more, because either open the game up or draw that foul like we've talked about. So their skill players, their 1v1 players could really use that as a tactic now to try and get past Bolton defenders.
June, Pepper, Alvarez and Viasarine tasked with getting an equaliser. June with the flick. Clark was there. Henry scrapping away. Wants the kick in, not going to get it. Unless you're trying to be patient, Emma Tune just wears one in the face there. And those hurt. This ball was a lot heavier than a football, and that at point-blank range, right in the face. It doesn't tickle.
I think it came off a foot of one of the Bolton players, so she was ready to control it, and all of a sudden it took a deflection, so didn't see it coming at a split second. She'll be fine, I'm sure.
Yeah, she's tough, is Tune, no doubt about that. But yeah, as I say, those don't tickle at that sort of range. But good luck getting her out of this final.
Tactically now for the benches, it's going to be, do you want to turn your players over to get intensity? So should you turn your players over for like 1 minute, 2 minutes to really drive the intensity? Do you need to rest your certain players for the last 4 or 5 minutes? There's going to be lots going on in the head of the coaches now, how they can try and tactically take the game home, if you like, whether it's Helvecia to get that goal or whether it's Bolton to see it out.
Well, looking at the Helvecia bench, a couple of subs momentarily inbound in Be It Garay and Gert. This is Alvarez, though, on the edge of the D, couldn't feed it through to Villaserin. Boydell just gets it away. Nothing wrong with that at this stage.
Yeah, to be expected here. Bolton can't quite get out their half, can they? They probably need Zara Muscaron to really drive that and lead that line in terms of being that out ball. But at the minute they're just trying to see this game out, half court defending again, back how they started the game.
Here is Gert. Papanchuni departed for Helvecia to make way for Gert and Be It Garay. And they just see the Bolton bench first glimpses of a little bit more volume. You guys should have seen it in the semi-final. They were kicking every ball out there. They've been much more reserved, tried to manage the game, not let emotions get too high, and that does start at the benches. They've been brilliant so far, Bolton. They are 6.5 minutes away from such an unlikely victory, all things considered, throughout this tournament. Embley blocked off, that's a foul.
Embley there, Leah Embley, we've talked about her being a bit of a star of the show at the start of this game. She's done really well there, to put it into that space. That's drawing the foul, knocking it in front, drawing the space. Charlotte has to make that foul, because otherwise Embley's in. So great little bit of individual play there from Leah Embley.
Boydell over the free kick. Gonna have a crack, struck it beautifully.
Great strike.
Struck it beautifully. Grimman
Great
was
contact.
right behind it though. This is Villaserin now for Alvarez. Helvecia, brilliant ball. Gurr through the legs and away off the line. Another foul there, this time by Be It Garay.
Wow.
Anna Alvarez, what a ball.
What a ball. Yeah, it was a great ball for Anna Alvarez. That's that diagonal we talked about into Charlotte Gurr, who's ready. And, if that ball could have gone quicker, what a goal that would have been. We've seen really good 2 classes of play from Helvecia in that moment there, and the one a few minutes ago. That's what we know they're used to. If they could have got that out 4 or 5 times more. Wow.
Beat Joy Low, but you've got to beat Meg Boydell as well.
She's been a rock, hasn't she, today, Meg Boydell?
This is her 2nd ever competitive game of futsal, the semi-final and the final. What a star she's been over the last few weeks for Bolton. She answered the call.
And that's why sometimes when, the girls transition from football into futsal or do both, that back play is quite similar. You can play as a centre midfielder, number 4, number 6, as you want to call it in Europe, and play at the back in futsal, and you can transition across. And you don't really need to learn the tactics, but be strong, be competitive, be organised, and in the last moments, emergency defending, as we call it, that's been brilliant from Meg Boydell.
Yeah, emergency was the word there, goodness me. Helvecia inches away. Embley now. Walsh was on the move through the lines there. Alvarez hoovers up really cleverly. Shodarkas. Restart. Gurr gets around the outsides. Embley shuts the door. Final 5.5 minutes. Just get the feeling this might be a little bit like the Alamo.
Yeah, it's really tough out there for Bolton.
Here comes Helvecia with Be It Garay, wants the foul, not coming. Shot goes wide on her way down. This was a big chance. And I tell you what, if Be It Garay has a clean contact, she scores.
Yeah, it's a great roll. Again, use of that body, pinning the defender. If the defender gets caught in behind there, you're in trouble, because they can go either way.
Be It Garay reads it.
We can see Bolton being really tired now, physically out of possession. Helvecia keep working them.
Gurr across the face. Oh, and that's a brilliant bit of defending, this time from Clark, as Be It Garay flew in at the back post.
Great defending again, Last few minutes, this is going to be really tough for Bolton to see this out, because it's 5 minutes, 5:4, 5:20 real time, but that could be a long time, so this is going to be physically demanding now for Bolton.
They do have options available on the bench. Zara Muska's not been seen in a few minutes. Meg Boydell looks like she's okay to continue after just taking a breather after her injury. Sophie Sumner's available too as a backup. She's not seen minutes on the court just yet. Marnie Sidhu will not be used in a match like this. I think the plan was to give Marnie Sidhu maybe the last 30 seconds in a bit of a rubber sense, but she is not playing a minute as things stand. There is far too much on the line.
Yeah, I think you'll see, last changes up probably these 2 or 3 seeing 2 minutes now, then other players coming on for the last 4 minutes probably, and we've just seen Zara Musker come on again there.
Yeah, she can play all day, don't you worry about that. Zara Musker played just about every minute of the semi-final. She had to. Her and Leah Embley carried the flag. This is Charlotte Gurr. Shadakas round the corner to Alvarez. Went for the wall pass and Musker read it and wins the ball back for Bolton.
Nice little passage of play again there from Helvecia, using the wide pivot, using it as a vertical 2v2 to create an overload into the middle again. So they're playing some great stuff, but they're just not then finalising the attack. So they're going from back to middle really quick.
Musker can pin the defender here. She has support through Booth. Couldn't quite wrap her foot around the back heel there. Gurr just takes her time. Helvecia don't need to panic. They don't need to rush. There's 4 minutes 43 in a futsal match is absolutely eons of time. There's no great panic here, but it does need to come sooner rather than later if it is to come.
Yeah, no massive panic. Will we see the fly, the power play? Will we see an outfield player change to the keeper, or even the keeper come and play? I think the benches will be starting to talk about that. Do we take that risk card to get that extra goal? Let's see. But they're still in it. They're still creating half chances, so they're still with the ball. They're okay. But they just need to finalise that. It's the finalisation bit that's just not been there today for them.
Great break from Walsh. Brilliant break from Walsh. Goes all the way and whistles wide. It's a great effort, but immediately in hindsight, you're thinking Booth and Embley are up there. It's 3-on-1.
She's done amazing to get through this, ride the tackle. And I think that's the difference between a football decision and a futsal decision. That ball could have gone left or right, drew the keeper out, then back across the second post goal. So, that for me is a, big chance on the count because it's a 3v1.
Yeah, that's where you see a big difference in not just your football 11 side, but your football 5 side, don't you? It's difficult to score a goal in futsal. It is not easy. The whole aim of the game is to make it that simple finish. Mick Parrish has got his tactics board out.
Yeah, the aim of the game, the goals, like you say, from that distance to beat a keeper, especially, Helvecia has been shot stopping brilliant today. You want to move the ball closer to the goal. That constraint of that goal being a 3v2 means you've got to try and move it and move the keeper off the line to do that. I think that was a big chance, to be honest, but tired, head, mentality, be defending for long moments. You make those decisions sometimes.
Well, London Helvecia in their semi-final against Cheshire, which we thought would be a really tough test for them, breezed through with flying colours. They have conquered all comers in this Super Series so far, but once again, are Bolton about to upset the odds? They won their first 2 matches, injuries took their toll, they survived through on goal difference to top their group. In the semi-final, got through against a very strong University of Liverpool team with just 7 players on penalties. They've got to the final up against all-conquering London Helvecia, and with less than 5 minutes to go, they lead, and they deserve to.
Yeah, they've come with a game plan.
Oh, and so do Helvecia! Right off the timeout, Liam Francis has worked out a treat, and Helvecia are level.
Wow, well, I'm going to say that is straight out the playbook from Liam Francis. That's the experience of Bolton, not quite sure what's going on. They've just dropped the ball short. It's been a big diag for Charlotte Gurr just to tap it in and finish. That's what they played for, to stretch that game. What a goal.
Joy Lowe finally beaten for the second time.
And we talked about the moments, where you can't switch off in this game, right? You switch off for half a second, and it can cost you. And Bolton have just sort of switched off where they thought that Helvecia were going to take a nice, easy kick in and play again. And on the blind side, Charlotte Gurr's just gone, I'll have that.
Now then, Helvecia are starting to smell blood. 3 minutes and change remain. What a ball by Buyet Garay. She's threatened to do this plenty of times so far in this match.
I was going to say the first touch finish was good, but I actually think the ball was even better. Pinpoint.
Yeah, Joy Low just couldn't quite get her hand down. It's a really good finish by Garay. It's about the only place she could score from there.
Yeah, it's hard to react to that when, like I say, they take it first time. You can't get yourself set. If Charlotte would have took a touch, Joy could have got out and smothered, could have got into the K save, but at that point she's on the move. It's really difficult to get your hand. You have to have a strong hand down to that.
This is Buyet Garay. Gur to the second post. Shadakash recycles. Oh, now then, Musker might fancy this. Her and Gur go head to head. Is Gur buying the free kick there? It's going to be a 5th foul for Bolton. It's going to be a yellow card, I think, for Zara Musker as well. And now Bolton have to be so careful. The yellow card issued. 5 fouls for Bolton. The next one introduces a 10-metre spot kick. And how crucial that could be at 2-2 in a grand final with 3.5 minutes remaining.
We talked about, didn't we, at the start of the half, how important it is when they locked up 2 or 3 fouls, I think, early, how important this is going to be later on in the game as people get tired. So we're on that 5th. It's 2-2. I'll say now the game's just tipped. The balance is just tipped towards Helvecia's favour here.
Yeah, Musker knew. Pepper hits the deck. Musker doesn't want to foul her. Eventually it's going to be a Bolton ball. A reminder, should you need it, 3 minutes and change remaining. If we are all square, we go to a penalty shootout. Referee's going to have a word here with the Bolton bench, which I think is just getting a little bit too raucous for him. A little bit of an atmosphere in here as well. There's a few family and friends in the crowd, and I mean, there's really not many, only as many as are actually allowed, but they are making a serious racket.
There's that out ball from Liam Embley again today, where she's tried to hook that diagonal pass in behind Helvecia's defence.
That's hit the roof, and that'll be a Bolton ball.
Bolton kicking.
Walsh from the fixed position. That might be another Bolton ball. It is in an advanced position now.
Corner. I think it just came off the head of Charlotte Kerr there. So we've got into the corner. Are we going to see another goal in these last moments? We know how tense futsal can be in the last moments. I've got a feeling we're going to see another one.
Oh, who will it go to? Layla Booth on it. Tees it back to Musker. Does well to beat her opponent. Now with Embley. She's got that vision, hasn't she, Embley? Sees the pass. Just can't quite execute on that occasion. There's been a couple of sensational assists in this final. She got one of them. Pepper. Now with Emma Tune.
There it is again. They do that so well. The wide pivot draws out. They come down the side. They play a horizontal pass, and then that player then runs into the middle to open up the space. Helvecia have done that really well today.
Tune tees it back to Gur. She may take the shot on here. She does! Oh, goodness me. That was close.
Did really well here. Emma Tune just couldn't quite get it out of feet to get it there her early enough, but great strike.
Oh, Joey Lowe was worried there.
Yeah, Nicola Pepper was coming in at the second post as well and just missed it.
Joey Lowe almost falling guilty of the 4-second rule. Bolton eventually work it away. Musker can't quite make it stick. Neither can Tune. Got to be careful. Referee's given it. Mick Parrish is livid. That's a really borderline one for me. Musker's furious too. Did look like she got a little chunk of the ball, but this is a 10-metre penalty now for London Helvecia. 6 fouls on the count for Bolton. That means a 10-metre spot kick. And Joy Lowe has made some brilliant saves in this match. She may need to make another.
I think, you know, if we talked about at the start of the half, the mental side of this game, you know, when you're under pressure, when you feel like you've not quite got a grip on the game, you can't just foul the disciplines of the game. So they rock the foul kind of quite quickly.
10 metres out, Shellen Buyet Garay up against Joy Lowe. You can see there Joy Lowe can come out for a 10-metre spot kick. That's the line that she stood on right there. She can narrow the angle.
Up to 5 metres she can come, so it's a choice now for the keeper. It's a little bit different. She can choose to stay on the line and be a shot stopper, or she can come out and narrow angle. Now, this is where Joy, as a young keeper, I'd say she's so good at shot stopping, I'd probably say stay on the line.
Whereas Garai's got a hammer though.
Yeah, well, yeah, but it's a choice, you know, it's a keeper's choice, and you know how you do this is up to you. But lots of keepers like to smother.
It's Biat Garai, saved by Lowe.
Brilliant. They're not easy. 10-metre penalties in a 3v2 aren't easy, so they are sort of half chances.
Oh, and Clark was nearly in for Bolton there. Boydell sweeps up on Gurr, who did a crucial bit of defending. Pepper comes in.
What a save by Joy Lowe again. You know, that's a big chance to keep Bolton in this game. She set herself really well.
What a performance she's had. You said before the start of this match, I know to Pip and Andrew, that she needed to have a good game. My goodness me, hasn't she? Alvarez! Nothing she could do about that though, and Helvecia have turned it around. Anna Alvarez rifles in what may prove to be the winner.
It's that pocket again where the winger plays into the pivot on the side and then goes into the middle. And that play, I think it was Nicola Pepper they're facing for. They've tried to do that 3 or 4 times and they haven't got a shot off successfully. But the one time they get it right, wow, what a finish.
Ah, Bolton about to be so near yet so far. Boydell, minute 47. Embley rifles one, parried up and caught by Grimmins. And now Bolton just have to empty the tank. Read by Embley, danger. Has support. It will be through Clark, takes a shot on, may get a second bite at it, does. No foul, great feet. Can she tee it for Musker? She can. Chance for Bolton off the post. Off the post and out. Is that how close they came?
Ooh. It's a keeper's ball here. Whoa.
Thrown long to Boydell.
What a touch by Boydell there. What a second touch.
Another chance.
Brilliant.
Musker.
Now they're risking it, not playing with any defenders whatsoever.
Oh, and what a chance for Clark
Second post.
at the second post. It had to go in.
Huge risk card here, but they've got to go for it. They're just throwing bodies forward. Goes through to that second post, like we said. That's a big chance in a futsal game.
Clark, good feet. Embley, less than a minute. Embley. Clark. Embley bullied out of it. Bolton have had their chances.
Harsh. This game is harsh. This game is ruthless. You know, if you switch off for seconds, you can be caught. And it's, you know, the discipline you need to be able to mentally switch on for 40 minutes. You know, Bolton have done really, really well, but spent long times without the ball. And a couple of instances where they've not quite tracked or not quite exchanged with their defenders properly and they get caught.
Grimmond can clear her lines. Adamson back on court, can't keep it in. 42 seconds, still time. There's always time.
We'll probably see one more chance. That's all they need, isn't it?
Boydell long. Blocked by Alvarez, it will come again. Ball just not settling down for Boydell to take it. But you can relax a little bit because the clock's not running. She does have the chance to take her time as Pepper and Musker are getting a bit too overly friendly on the edge of the D, and the referee wants to step in and just calm things down.
What Boydell is here is trying to hit Musker, who's trying to pin Nicole Pepper. What Nicole Pepper could do here is step in front and just stop it straight away at source.
Joy Lowe's going to fly. 5v4 power play. This is Boydell. Shot from range held by Grimmond.
I think that was the opportunity.
Hoyd long. 20 seconds-ish. Last chance for Bolton. Musker to Embley. Can they manufacture one last opportunity? Boydell saved by Grimmond. They'll have a corner.
Okay, I think Joy Lowe could come and join in here. There'll be that extra player. Can they move the ball really quick and out of pressure to get one more shot off? Can they do it? I don't think they have to shoot, you know, straight away here. I think they want to move the ball offline. Zara Musker, we need a wide player here. I think they're going to go for the shot. They're going to go straight from Zara Musker to back post. But if Joy Lowe comes out here, it can open up the court.
Musker strikes low, blocked. Adamson can just finish it here. Will she? No. Maybe one last chance. 5 seconds left. Got to go for Bolton. They're going to run out of time. They're going to run out of time. London Helvecia get it done. What a victory. Bolton gave it everything, Mike. A phenomenal performance. It wasn't quite enough. They played their hearts out, but it's Helvecia who get there in the end. We had to leave it to the end of the match because there's no way you could have chosen your player of the match before 0 on the clock there. This is your moment. You've got to pick a player of the match.
Oh, that's a tough call, you know, because I think so many of the Bolton players today have really impressed me, you know. Joy Lowe, Zara, been brilliant out there, Boydell, and then a couple of other Helvecia players. I'm going to go for Lowe. I'm going to go for Joy Lowe. I think she's been amazing in that goal. For a 16-year-old to come into that and do really well, you know, I think, you know, give them credit of how well they did. I think today she was the one that really shone for me in terms of, you know, put on a performance, brilliant performance. Well done to Helvecia for, you know, seeing that through. They'll be disappointed, but it's about winning. At this stage, it's just about winning.
Well, a brilliant performance from Joy Lowe. She was absolutely sensational. The 16-year-old for Bolton. Helvecia enjoy the celebrations as well they might. We're going to have a word in a moment with Ana Alvarez, the scorer of that winning goal. And we can hear from her now. She's with Andrew.
I'll look at you, but she'll translate.
Okay. So what's the question?
No. So I'm going to ask the questions to her.
Yeah.
And then you just repeat what I've said.
Oh.
That makes sense?
Yeah. Okay.
And then you speak to me.
Yeah, but I only speak Spanish.
Yeah.
It's okay? Vale.
So talk to me.
Apologies there. Looks like we weren't quite ready.
I'm very happy to support the team. So yeah.
So crazy final. You guys came into the favourites, but Bolton were amazing. Talk about how hard they were.
¿Cómo de difícil fue el juego? ¿Cómo de difícil?
Pues claramente fue el partido más difícil de todos ellos, principalmente porque es el único que comenzamos perdiendo. Y entonces fue todo un reto el tener la cabeza fría para dar la vuelta al partido.
So it was definitely the trickiest game because it was the first game that they were starting by losing it. So they found it quite challenging, but they kept it up.
Obviously going 2-0 down, what kind of spirit did you guys have to kind of get back into the game? Or what was you telling yourselves?
¿Qué os decís a vosotras para mantener el espíritu arriba cuando vais así un poco mal?
Confiamos mucho las unas en las otras, entonces es fácil, no hay mucho que decir.
We really trust each other, so that makes things easier. So yeah.
Good. Yeah. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Take care. Thank you.
Very, very pleased, Ana Alvarez, and so she should be. That winning goal gets Helvecia over the line by the skin of their teeth. We'll celebrate Helvecia plenty in a moment when the presentation gets underway. But a word for Bolton. What an effort from Mick Parrish and his walking wounded squad. They gave everything. Huge underdogs in this final. And they pushed a very, very good team all the very way. It's almost time to get the presentations underway, but we're going to head back to the studio. Here's Peppa.
Drama, anticipation. It was a tight end game. The underdog almost had it,
Yeah.
and then London came back.
Wow, what a game. You know, I think you've seen the story of futsal in one game, right, for the women's game. So any young girl, female watching that game, what a game to be involved in. Like you say, Bolton, what a story that would have been. But then you just saw Helvecia's class come out in the last 3 or 4 minutes. But you had everything: tactics, emotion, intensity. What a final.
And you can see the emotion on the pitch now, even with Boston leaving the pitch. You can see there's some tears. They almost had it. Do you think they could have gone all the way?
Yeah, I think it's just a lack of, experience. This Helvecia team, a bit older, a bit more experience, been to the finals before. They just lack that experience a little bit, but they could have had it. But in the end, I think the right team played the right way, created more chances. But Bolton should be proud, right? Bolton, Mick Parish, Bolton, they should be really proud of their performance today.
Yeah, definitely. Let's have a look at some of the goals that were scored today, because there were some incredible ones. I mean, let's look at the winning goal.
Yeah, this winning goal. They've tried this a few times where they've tried to play a horizontal forward pass, drop it into the central areas. But what a finish! It's took a bit of deflection, but that half volley.
Deflection.
What a finish!
That's the type of thing you want to see. I mean, Joy did really well today to put some saves in there, but that one just was.
Yeah, Joy Lowe today. 16 years of age. Brilliant shot stopper, absolutely, what a game. But she had no way of stopping that from such close call. Absolutely brilliant.
But now we can see the winners, getting ready to take their medals. And what a day it's been for them. At the first half, they wasn't probably expecting this, but they lifted their heads back up and got back into the game, deservedly so. Yeah. And I mean, all the emotions are there, really, aren't they?
Yeah, really, really well. Like we say, we've been there before. They struggled, didn't they? They struggled in the first half. They didn't quite get going, but in the end, Emma Tune, Helvecia, the rest of the ladies in that team will be pleased that they got there in the second half. And
well, as they say, it is a game of two halves, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's definitely a game of two halves. You can see they're there behind the champions banner about to lift their medal. Finally, we can see some smiles.
Yeah.
They're getting excited. It's about to get noisy in here. It's about to get really noisy in here. There we go. The champions.
Deserved winners in the end. Liam Francis, the coach there, made some key decisions. I think we had a timeout, and in the timeout you saw that really long diagonal that caught Bolton. That changed the game. So, it's not just the players. I think the coaching staff, the playing staff, the coaching staff. What a performance by everybody.
Well, in a moment we're going to head over to the winning coach to hear what he had to say about that result.
You were the favourites going into this game. You're 2-0 down, 10 minutes to go. What's going through your head, Will?
To be honest, so many things. I've lost my voice almost shouting, but no, the girls had to dig deep. I mean, it's trying to keep them composed, try and keep relaxed. We knew that we were going to get a chance to score, and it was just about taking that chance when it came. I knew we had it in us. It would have been nice not to have made it that late. But it's a good game for the cameras, so we can't complain.
I definitely enjoyed the game as a neutral. I want to know how impressed were you by Bolton? Did you expect them to be that good?
They were really impressive, and credit to them. They pushed us right to the end, and it must be an absolute sucker punch way to lose. It's never nice to lose like that. So massive congratulations to them. They were amazing.
Okay. Perfect. So how are you going to celebrate tonight?
I've got to stay and watch the boys first. So hopefully we've got a double today. Hopefully.
Yeah. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you guys.
Thank you very much. Take care.
I can't echo enough what a final that was. Everyone's still on the pitch, excited as they are.
Yeah.
I mean, just sum it up for us.
Well, it's really hard to sum up. It's just got the emotion. It's just got the passion. It's got the drive. And Bolton need to be really proud about what they've done today. They came as the underdogs. Helvecia are definitely the dominant team, but what a performance by Bolton. But in the end, the good technical, tactical team won and got the job done.
Yeah, exactly. Well, thank you so much, Michael, for your expertise. And guys, don't forget, we have 2 more matches coming up this afternoon. The next match up is this one. It is Wessex against London Escola in the National Series 2 final, Tier 2.